On the Big 89 WLS, it's the Steve Cochran Show. Thanks for being with us today. Pat McGann's in studio. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
Haven't talked to you in a while.
Good to see you, Andrea.
Nice to see you as well. So you have a big show coming up at the Rialto, which is where I graduated high school because I went to Andrew High School. We didn't have an auditorium at the time. Now all these high schools have big auditoriums, and so we graduated from the Rialto.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Love that venue. It's great. They have weddings there.
Yeah, it's a
You have
beautiful
big show
place.
coming up. I love it.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. And this Friday night. So
This is like hometown
I went to
crowd.
one show. Yeah, I think I should get some locals, some Southsiders.
I
and,
think so too,
you know,
yeah.
people from on that area.
Yeah,
Are you doing a
totally.
wedding when you're there?
Yes, planning on it.
emceeing, or what do you call it? Officiating.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay away from the weddings for a little bit.
Now, you're talking about your new life on stage.
Yes.
Yeah. And for people that don't know but have been fans, things have changed for you.
Yeah, I got
Recently.
divorced, Steve.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you believe that? See,
How's
people
it?
don't like
You
to
know
talk
what?
about it, especially when you're Catholic. You usually just avoid these things.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It
But
happens.
it happens.
It's a numbers game.
And how are you?
It's Shaq shooting a free throw.
So
It's
50-50?
Shaq at the free throw line.
Yeah.
You, don't,
50-50?
you really don't know. It could go in.
Yeah. But you're okay.
I'm okay. You know, it's definitely a adjustment.
a process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go through it. You know, you don't just get divorced. You go through a divorce. Like Andy Dufresne went through the tunnel.
I like the comparison.
Like you go through puberty.
But the lawyers are cheap, right?
Oh, so cheap. And you call them lawyers. I like to call them war profiteers.
right. Too bad you can't get like a 2-for-1. You know, obviously there's two people going through the divorce. You
I
should
love
just
that
pay
people
one
can
attorney fee.
monetize your conflict.
Yeah.
Like, I can help you.
Right. I can help you. I actually went downstairs to see if Pat was there because we had video, and there was a screen that showed him with a cardboard sign that said, "We'll make you laugh for food." So I thought the lawyers were kind of expensive.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what this one's about. This is what the Rialto's about. Getting, so I am starting to talk about on stage because I've always been talking about my life.
You got to talk about your life.
Oh,
yeah.
I got
Yeah.
kids. I got, which everyone is worried about the kids. That's what the first question. Like, how are the kids?
How are the kids?
It's like, can you name them? And then maybe I'll tell you. 'Cause then you just make names up. Like Zelda's doing well.
Yeah.
A little worried about Mario and Luigi. My little guys. Just make up 9 names. Just go through all of them.
Well, one of the things that's interesting about what Pat does for a living, making people laugh on stage, that generally happens at night. So you take your kids to work a fair amount.
I do, yeah. I get to bring them to Zanies often, and I love that they're getting that experience, and they've gotten to come to some of the bigger shows too. I had them at the Chicago Theater last year, and they get to see that like behind the scenes thing.
That's so cool for them.
And did they stay in the, when Ross was younger and I'd bring him to shows, he'd be in the green room with the door closed looking at his phone.
Oh, yeah. They love a green room.
Oh, yeah.
Eating
That's
the
what
food.
Food.
Yeah, eating the free food.
Do they have a green room? Like, and then there's like a basket of like granola bars and
Yeah.
Cheetos, and they just go crazy.
It's funny when they go to different places now, like school, and they're like, "Where's the green room?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where's my free food?"
Do they have they reached an age yet where they know you're funny?
I mean, I think that they get a kick out of me. We joke a lot. My kids are funny. I think that they're...
Who's your funniest kid?
I mean, my daughter is fun. All 3 of them, really. Depends on the day,
Okay, right.
and the situation. I rotate them, and I tell them. The funniest one is I have the
Gets the most?
screensaver on my phone.
Yeah.
That rotates. Like, this is my favorite this week.
Right.
This is your
Depending
goal.
on who's funniest.
Get on here.
Yeah.
It's like kid of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the Southside has always thought of themselves as one big family. Mm-hmm. So I assume when you're going through this, a lot of people have offered advice.
Oh, yeah. Very, not only advice, but just like opinion and,
Right. Right.
maybe an occasional cold shoulder
Right. Now,
at the grocery store.
now, if you start hanging out with the Southside Greeks, they'll be like, "Oh, do I have someone for you?"
Oh, really? They start to see. I haven't had any
totally.
of that.
Oh, nobody's fixing you up.
No fix-ups. No, none of that.
The cold shoulder thing is interesting to me, though, because you always hear with the divorce that people pick teams.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
How's your team?
is crazy.
Your selection's
You
been
don't-
strong?
You don't know. I haven't really tried to rally a team.
Have
I'm
you got
just being me.
do you have a Caleb Williams on your squad?
No, I haven't really drafted. No draft. No, I'm not recruiting.
Okay.
I'm trying to be, human about it, healthy
Well,
about
here's the
it.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known you for a long time, and I've known you while you've been going through this. And let me just say publicly, I think you've handled it really well.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Want to see my tattoo? Want to see my?
Yeah. And I think the kids, when I see them, they look happy and healthy. So good for you.
Yeah, I think that they're, it's not a lot of people in my neighborhood that go through a divorce. It's,
a lot of people are miserable. They just don't go through the divorce.
Exactly. So that's the other thing too. It's like, there's a lot of people that are just pretending, or they, have a whole little act going on, and I got enough of an act going on.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta be.
You actually have an act.
Yeah, I gotta be.
Right.
And it's in fluid. It's a fluid act.
Yeah,
going through some things.
Because I read the Bible, and I'm not kidding about this. I read the Bible cover to cover for the first time. I don't remember anything in there where God said you must remain miserable.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of folks, this isn't a Southside thing, it's an any place thing, but folks who go, well, I got married, I'm staying married. My parents were married for 45 years. They should have been married for 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, my parents have been
they
together.
didn't even like each other.
My parents, what are they, 52 years, 54?
Oh, wow.
And they are happy, though.
Good.
I think. I mean, you wouldn't think that if you drove in a car with them. If you had to sit in the back seat as they troll the city like two detectives on their way to a doctor's appointment.
Well, let's talk about what really is troubling you, the White Sox.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
I mean, what a start.
You know what? I'm like trying to just reflect on good moments with the White Sox. Like, there's so much crap going on. That would have been a nice escape. Like, I find myself kind of like, what do we, because we, through the winter, we watch a ton of Bulls games, me and my kids, a lot of college basketball. We watch the Bears. We watch all the, now this time of year, it's like, it's tough.
Right.
What are we going to watch?
Have you been out to Guaranteed
The Sky
rate?
are starting, though.
The Sky is starting.
I'm excited about the WNBA.
100%.
I'm jumping on it. My
That's gonna be
daughter
great.
plays hoops. She's in 6th grade.
That's great. Does she love Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark?
Yeah,
and all
she's excited about
That's
it.
awesome.
Caitlin Clark had her regular season debut last night. Didn't go great. They got
She
beat
had
by
20 points, right? 20 points, but
Well,
10
she also had
turnovers.
10 turnovers, set a record. But she's going to be
The
fine.
first game.
She's going to be fine. And if you don't have your tickets for the Fever and the Sky yet, get them, because be prepared to pay a lot. They might even be sold out. I'm not even sure. But she's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. And, the White Sox, though, it's like, geez.
Are your kids in all kinds of sports and activities, too? Does that start up now for the summer?
I got one. My one son just finished hockey, which is
That's cheap.
Oh, yeah.
Cheap, yeah.
Well, he had to try out. They had to try out. They were like, can you come up with $2,500? That was the tryout.
Oh, no.
Are you sure this wasn't the mob?
Can you show us?
The mob.
Show us your open credit lines.
Bank statements.
And he goes, I'm 10. He comes
That was
home.
a casualty of the divorce. No more hockey.
Yeah.
He comes home. He goes, Daddy, what's a home equity line of credit?
Yeah, right. What's a mutual fund?
Yeah. All right, more with Pat McGann in a second. How do people get tickets for Friday night?
You can go to my website, patmcganncomedy.com. You can also go to Ticketmaster through the Rialto. We got one show Friday night, 8 o'clock, and there's just a few tickets left. I'm really excited about doing this theater. So
it's a great theater.
Good time.
Beautiful.
That's a great theater. And your special, is it on Prime?
It's on Prime and Peacock.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's called When's Mom Gonna Be Home? That's a little dated. But it holds up.
Yeah.
It's still funny.
Oh, yeah.
More with Pat McGann in a second. You want to say hi, 312-591-8900. You can text as well. This is The Steve Cochran Show, number 419. And there's Nick.
Man, what are we going to do for 420?
No, it's
I
gonna
know
be
what
big.
Miranda's going to do.
It's going to be big. She's at a dispensary right now.
Yeah.
Pat McGann's here. What was the best thing about being a Southside kid when you were a little kid? You look back, summertime. Summertime seemed like it lasted forever.
Yeah.
You couldn't
yeah.
wait for school to be over, and then all you had was all day, every day.
Yeah.
A lot of freedom. A lot of roaming around.
Right.
Figuring things out.
Some light shoplifting.
Yes.
Right.
My neighborhood, it still is it's a wonderful community. And it's kind of has that vibe. Like, you can send your kid out into the streets and they can walk to the park and they're going to connect with other friends that go to their school. And, you can roam around a little bit.
Did you have
They
a
love
bike
going out,
helmet?
No, I did not have a bike helmet. I
No,
really didn't have a bike.
I didn't either.
If I had worn a bike helmet, my father would have slapped it off my head.
Exactly.
On top of the fact you couldn't find one of my size.
That's how we knew where everybody was, though. Where all the bikes, if the bikes were outside of one person's house on the block. It's we're all down at Pat's house.
Nobody stole bikes either. There was no bike jacking.
Oh, no. We didn't have like locks or anything.
Yeah, people just leaning up against a tree, throw it on the lawn. We used to walk the tracks, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because Stand By Me came out like when I was a kid. And then I was like, well, we got railroad tracks. We should walk the tracks.
Ever
Just go roam around.
Ever do something fun like you make your littlest cousin lay down on the tracks, you tie him up, and you pull him away just in time? Those are good laughs.
You could put,
That's good fun.
There was a way, I don't know if I should say it on air, there was a way to get the gates to come down, too.
Oh.
So you could, stop traffic.
Oh. Nick's in the newsroom going, yep, did that.
Just need a pair of jumper cables.
Right. See what
Jumper
we did.
cables?
See what we did
Chicken wire?
in a decade called the 80s?
Unbelievable. Joliet, Rialto, Friday night. Again, tickets where?
PatMcGannComedy.com or through the Rialto. I think it'll probably take you through Ticketmaster.
I'm thinking that's probably the only theater you haven't played. You've played everywhere.
Yeah, I've been lucky, especially with the Sebastian stuff, because he was in those theaters pretty early and getting an opportunity to do those. And the Rialto is, I think it's like similar to the Chicago Theater, built around that time, like an old movie palace. They're beautiful, right? Like they don't make them like that anymore. Yeah. They're not going to make, put in a marble staircase for Cocaine Bear.
And I think the Rialto still has the pipe organ, too.
Oh,
yeah.
Pops up from
when Pat finishes, that's what he plays for Sebastian.
Okay.
Nancy Faust is opening for me.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Good guess,
She's my
man.
opener.
Good guess.
That actually would be great energy.
That'd
be hilarious.
great.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That'd be
Have her
tremendous.
rolling.
She might do it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think she lives in Chicago anymore. I actually did a virtual thing with her during COVID, and she's awesome. And,
she's a cool lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's got some donkeys, I think. She's like pet,
Is
pet
that code?
donkeys. No, that's true.
The actual donkeys.
Yeah.
Really? Like on a
I
farm?
see, she
I
got
did
some
not
donkeys.
think I was going to come on air today talking about
thought we were
Nancy
going-
Faust's donkeys.
I thought we were going to locker room talk there for a second. Nancy's got some donkeys. I love her. Always did love her.
Yeah, so that theater is definitely on the list of, just to be able to do it will be really wonderful. And I think that people are going to come out that have not been there and be like, whoa, I wasn't expecting
it's
this.
cool.
Right.
Now,
be fun.
another compliment to you, which I'm sure I've said to you off the air, but if I haven't said it on the air, I'll say it now. Opening for a big name, not easy. And I've never seen anybody better at it than you. Where you go in, I've never seen you have an audience go, well, it's a good time for me to pee. You get them early, you keep them, and they're happy Sebastian's there.
Yeah,
but they want to see more of you. So it's not an easy. People that don't do it don't understand. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, going out cold is it's tough, especially now that Sebastian's doing these arenas and going out into those. There's a lot of movement around, and but I used to host at Zanies all the time, so I always went up cold, and I always opened the show when I was the house MC there. And I know it's a lot smaller, but it's kind of like the same approach, and I don't mind it. I kind of like getting out there. And
well, you're doing Madison Square Garden, you're doing the United Center, you're doing all these big arenas. Early on, did you have to avoid the urge to play to the back row? Because Sebastian's very physical, and there's giant screens up, but that's not your move necessarily.
Yeah, right. I'm not as physical as him, and the screens help a ton as far as connecting. And I've gone up when he's been on stage to the rafters just to see, what is this experience like? And it is, you're still connected, and the way that the screens and sound, there's so much better technology now. It does kind of, it works. But the difference is you're in the round. So you got to walk in a circle. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't used to that at all. I usually have the crowd right in front of you. And now you got people behind you. There was one when we did at the TD Garden in Boston.
Yeah.
And there was an issue when I was up there, and half the arena was chanting, "We can't hear you."
Oh, no.
So when you have
that doesn't mess with your timing at all.
No.
10,000 people screaming that at you, that's a little, you feel like a little lost,
I've only done a couple shows in the round, but I would always keep moving because I don't like it when people are just checking out my ass. You know what I mean?
I told Pat, though, this speaks to his fan base. I bought tickets to see Pat and Sebastian at United Center for my mom about a year and a half ago, and we went, and it was the Pat McGann show and Sebastian because my mom was so thrilled. We get there, and you were sick that that stretch. And my mom is telling everybody in the crowd, "We came to see Pat McGann." And I'm going, "Shh." this poor guy was filling in for you from I think Jersey or whatever. He was okay. He was no Pat McGann, but my mom's just like, "Oh, well, I really wanted to see Pat McGann." And I'm like, "Shh, show some respect." But
well, you know what I try to do?
It was cute.
I know where Pat lives. Bring your mom by his house.
Well, he's going to do a set for her. He said in her backyard.
Well, you can go out there, but I thought maybe, if you're...
You can bring her to the Rialto this Friday.
I will.
At 8 p.m.
I will do that.
Good call.
Yeah.
Wonder where we can get tickets.
I tested positive. I had like a COVID. That was during the
you
COVID
were sick.
stuff.
It was 2 years ago or so. Yeah.
So they wouldn't. I couldn't do the show.
Yeah.
So as big as Sebastian is, and he's a very good guy.
He's a great guy.
He is not some diva star.
No.
But you must have gone a little diva at some point. What are you demanding backstage now? What's in your rider?
I don't have much of a rider. You know what? I like a bottled water and peanut M&Ms. That's really all I
you
got.
bastard.
Because they do come at you.
Egomaniac.
They come at you like, what's on the rider? We got your rider. It's very vague. Like, I'm just there. I'm doing the show, and I'm getting out of there.
But no green M&Ms, right? They have to pick those out.
Yeah, there are colors. There are limitations.
I tell you what, that's where I got to have a talk with you because I played a VFW lodge, and I demanded prime rib.
Right. Who has the nicest dressing? What theaters have the nicest dressing rooms?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Yeah.
Vegas, right? Backstage in Vegas?
Is Vegas good?
Vegas is really nice. The Wynn is where we're, he's kind of got a residency there, so we're at the Wynn a lot. That's very nice. They just built a new arena in Long Island where the Islanders, where they play?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of the name of that arena. Beautiful. And it's owned, so Live Nation and some of these promoters, they have money in these venues as well.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of those are more artist focused, and they want to create an atmosphere and a place, and they'll have a studio in there. You could do a podcast, and a place where you can welcome people, and so there's some nice ones out there for sure.
Nice.
And these, some of these older theaters too. Like I like that. You go down in the basement, when you're at the Vic. And it's some grit to it.
Right.
You don't necessarily need, if you have a place to sit that's comfortable, I kind of like more like the grit, like sign in the wall and the exposed pipes.
Right.
And
it's different.
Kind of gets
and
you
the folding
more,
chairs.
Yeah.
Well, it's different there because the Rats have a residency. And they're locked in.
And you're in the bowels of it all. And you're really like, this is showbiz. This is
That's cool.
and
there's a million of those around here.
Yeah, for sure.
Look, man, I salute you as a talent, obviously, but also as a dad and a good guy. I love you, and I can't be more thrilled about your success. It continues. The role continues.
Steve, I appreciate you, man. You've had me on for years, and coming through here to help spread the word, and and we get to work together doing stand up too.
We do.
So
and here's the
it's
thing:
a lot of fun.
What you said is true. We're all hoping to get away from the insanity, but that's what you provide. That's what you'll provide Friday night.
Yeah, I hope to. A little escape. Come on out, and then also I find that people that are coming out are really appreciating shows and live entertainment more than ever because it's communal, because you're out.
And you lost it during COVID.
That's right.
And you're laughing with other people. And people seem to be, after the shows, I like to go out and thank people for coming and, just say, hey. And they're so grateful. They're so like, hey, man, this was a great night. It's so nice to be out and haven't laughed this hard for a while. Like, just, it's therapeutic. And,
it's a cool job.
We all need it.
It's a cool job.
Yep.
And I need it too,
Pat McGann, follow you on social. How? Where are you? What's the handle?
I mostly am on Instagram at McGann_Pat.
All right, spell McGann.
It's great. McGann. Is that Nancy?
And there's Nancy.
And there's Nancy. And
Let's bring her in
one
now.
more time for tickets for Friday night at the Rialto.
PatMcGannComedy.com or head over to Ticketmaster. There's a link on the Rialto website as well.
The second toughest booking to Pat McGann is Big John Howell. He will join us in a few minutes. And former Chicago Superintendent Eddie Johnson, after 8 o'clock, we're going to try and save ShotSpotter. You're not getting this up and down the dial.
No.
Action-packed show.
I know.
Going through the lineup here.
Nonstop.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how we do it day after day.
Thank you guys for
thank
having
you,
me.
Pat.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Pat.
it.